What if I don't love my Akashic Mala? My name is Danielle, I am the Salty Blossom, and I would love to answer this question. Now, truth be told, no one has ever asked me this question, but I think it's incredibly valid, and so I'm going to preemptively answer this for you. When you sign up for the Akashic Mala experience, it starts by us meeting on Zoom, and you have a full Akashic Records reading. And then afterwards, with your permission, I enter your records again solely to ask about the mala. So I ask what stones want to work with you right now for where you are at this moment on your path. And then I create this mala, mail it to you with a wonderful letter that details every aspect of the mala. So here's the big day. You've been waiting for the mala, you go out to the mailbox, there's the package, you open it up, take out the mala. What is that first impression? I'll tell you that I know there have been times when someone has taken out the mala, has immediately fallen in love because they've texted me right away or emailed me or sent me some kind of message where they've said, "Oh my God, I've been waiting for this my whole life," or some sort of really amazing positive statement. So that is a possibility. Now, I'll tell you that all of my customers and clients are very polite, and not a single one has messaged me to say, "I hate this, this is ugly, I can't believe I paid for this." So that's never happened, but there have been maybe two situations where I suspect that what came out of that envelope on mail day was less or was different from what they were expecting. So let's talk about this. All right, I'm going to use this mala as an example. Last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, I sort of got that urge to make myself a new mala. And so I did it the way I do for others. I entered my Akashic records and I crafted this mala. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Beautiful. I mean, I post the picture often because it's just the favorite mala that I've ever made. And it felt exactly like who I was. And I just love wearing it. And so I was expecting that to be the mala my forever mala. Like I was going to have that mala for the rest of my life. Well, a week or two ago, I was in my records and I sort of got that prompting, and the guides will never say should or like you have to do this, but the phrasing that came across was, "There's a new mala waiting for you." And I thought, oh shoot, I really like the mala I have right now. Like, is that really a thing? And the option was just out there. There is a new mala waiting, and the instruction went a little further in that usually when I make myself a new mala, I put the old mala in this jewelry box I have, and I have all the malas I've ever made for myself, and then I just make the new one. This time the instruction or the guidance was very firm. If you make this new mala, you're taking apart the old mala and using those beads, but in a different way and with some additions. So that made me sad because I love that mala. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So needless to say, I've been working with the records long enough that I tend to know that the guidance is usually for my highest good. So there I go. I took apart the most beautiful mala in the whole wide world, and I created this mala. And all of the agate on here and the quartz came from that previous mala. Anything with color was something that was added. All right, so I do it the same way I made a mala for anyone else. I sat there, I knew which stones to use, and it's just like a lovely process of piecing them together and knowing what stones need to be where. It's very precise the way the guidance comes through. And then I sort of stood back and looked at my new mala, and I don't love it. I don't. Particularly knowing the mala that I took apart, which I absolutely loved. I don't like these black beads. I don't like the color black at all. Look at this, how odd. The beads are in the opposite order, those yellow beads on each side. What's that about? I mean, come on now. I don't love this mala. Okay, so those are two situations. Let me explain the energetics behind this. I loved that past mala. That mala made me feel very comfortable. There's always a choice. I could have stayed and kept that mala for the rest of my life as this beautiful thing that made me feel very comfortable. Or it's always a choice. I chose to step into this new mala that was being suggested or recommended, and it's uncomfortable. We all know this is not energy, this is just life. We only grow when we're outside of our comfort zone. Okay, so there's that. Now, the stones, like I said very specifically, I don't like the feel of some of these stones. There are some stones that we're very drawn to, like these agate down here I'm drawn to. And these stones, or those types of stones, usually indicate areas in which you're very strong. So the properties of those stones mirror the best parts of you. Okay. Now there are stones out there, perhaps they show up on your mala, that you don't like, that for whatever reason you're just sort of maybe even repulsed by. Now these stones represent your weaknesses. Okay. So it is possible for you to open this package, pull out a mala, and not be absolutely 100% in love. But having an Akashic Mala is such an amazing gift because it's putting you outside of your comfort zone. And these stones are very literally working with your energy. And because I've gone through this before, I can tell you the results. I know that in a few months, I will love this mala. In a few months, it will be hard for me to imagine a time when these beads made me uncomfortable. And I will absolutely adore the fact that the mala is a little bit asymmetrical. It will all make sense to me and feel right. And no doubt that will be when a new mala presents itself. So the mala that I'm leaving really helped me to expand who I already was, who I was already comfortable with. And when I got to the end of that work, this mala has shown up, and there's some very specific lessons and energy that I'm integrating right now. So a mala is more than just something that's pretty. A mala is a very specific tool. An Akashic Mala even more so. I would say to think of it as a crystal grid that you're wearing on your body. It's incredibly powerful. And the method in which I create it is sacred and special. And whatever it is you receive, there's a reason for it, and it's in your highest good. So it's called an Akashic Mala experience, but in a way, it's more of an adventure.